Greetings everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Cassandra and you're watching Spotless Mind Tarot. In this series of videos we are going to take a look into what is coming your way for the end of 2023. You can watch this video anytime from the release date to the very end of the year. There will be a total of 12 videos, one for each zodiac sign. I suggest that you watch for your rising, sun, and moon sign. Keep in mind that the messages I receive in these readings are general, so apply them accordingly to your life. All of my readings are audio recorded, and photos of the spread will appear on the screen as we progress through the reading. The format for the readings will go as follows. I will start each reading by taking a look at the current energies that you may be experiencing at the time you are watching this video. Next, I'll take a look at what is coming your way for the end of the year and what you could expect to occur during these last few months. After that, we'll get some advice from your spirit guides and see what they would like for you to know going into 2024. Then I'll pull an oracle card that will tie together the reading for you. The oracle will basically highlight the overall outcome of the year. Thank you for watching, and please hit the subscribe button, like, and share this video. Blessing Taurus, and welcome to your year-end tarot reading. This is good for your rising sun and moon sign. We're going to take a look at what you could expect here in the next 3 months. Again, you're welcome to watch this video anytime at the end of the year in either October, November, or December. So we're going to first look at your current energies to get a feel for where you are at this moment. And depending on your placement, it will show how this will play out. So if this is your moon sign, then this will be very internal. If this is your sun sign, then this will be very egoic and more about the self and the external self. And then if this is your rising sign, then this will be like the driving force of what's happening in your life. I'm using the Nouveau tarot deck for this reading. And for current energies, we got the Hangman, Page of Wands, and the High Priestess. Okay, so I'm really drawn to the location of the Page of Wands. Like, he appears to be in a desert. And overall, what I'm getting with all three cards is like a deep purging or a deep transformation. And with the symbolism of the desert, it's like, it symbolizes like deep spiritual transformation and like a purging, you know, it's where you go to find deep inner knowledge and deep truth. And I'm not exactly sure why, but I know it has like biblical connotations. So, you know, I heard it the other day, but I can't remember like the exact meaning and representation of what a desert is. I know that it's seen as like a place you go to for spiritual transformation. And it's kind of like what I'm getting. We do have the High Priestess and then the Hanged Man. And so I feel there's like an inward journey happening right now. And you're starting off with a blank slate. It's a whole brand new chapter, especially with the Page of Wands. You know, this is a new beginning, a new adventure. And you're starting from nothing, basically. I mean, of course, you may have tools and you may have the know-how, but overall, like, you're starting from the bottom. You're completely reinventing the way you perceive something here. And it could be very spiritual, because I do feel that this is a very spiritual time for you, or just a very deeply transformative time for you. At the time that I'm recording this, it is Libra season, and so we're about to go into Scorpio season here within the next week. and that's the opposite sign to Taurus is Scorpio. And we will also have an eclipse with the full moon in Scorpio. So there will be a lunar eclipse, or in Taurus, I'm sorry. It'll happen in Scorpio season, but it'll be a Taurus full moon eclipse. So with that said, you guys are going to obviously be greatly affected by this, especially if your rising sun or moon is right there within 5 to 10 degrees of the eclipse. And depending on what house this falls in, that's the part of your life that's being deeply transformed. And for a lot of you, it is spiritual, but it is personal. And we do have the North Node in Aries, and that's affecting all of us as a collective. We're all being forced and pushed to really embrace our true identity, our true self. Aries is the beginning of the zodiac. They are the identity of man, essentially. And so it's the ram. And so on all levels, we're all being called to really step into how we see ourselves and how we want, and it's how others, and how we want others to see us, but not in a sense of like community acceptance. It's like, accept me because I like the same things you like. It's more like, accept me because this is exactly who I am without the influence of others, which would be Libra energy. That's the South Node. And so Libra is all about the other, and it's all about mirroring the other and balancing the energies out with the other. And Aries is a complete opposite of that. It's more individual. And so overall, there's a deep individual transformation for you guys. And the High Priestess is here to guide you and to you. Okay, so even if this isn't a spiritual thing, it's still somewhat deeply personal. So this could be related to anything in your life that you find purpose or meaning, or even your own identity, whatever it may be. It could even just be what you find to represent you at this moment. So let's say you're a student, and so that's what you identify as, especially if you're a college student. Like you're a student, you're still in the process of learning. That's very temporary. You're not going to stay a student forever. And so right now, whatever you identify as, like, that's how you want people to accept you. And that's how you want people to see you. And I also feel like there's some kind of reinvention here. So while that's happening, it's like, I feel like you are reinventing yourself in the process. And so that's why I also was mentioning, like, you know, it's temporary. This is who I am now. It's probably going to change, especially with the Hanged Man. I feel like perceptions are changing, and they're going to be ever changing, especially if you're watching this in Scorpio season. Even post-Scorpio season, this is still very effective. Like, if it's post-Scorpio season, then this is more like you're embodying this then. So that's basically what I'm seeing for the current energies. Because we have two major arcana cards, it's more or less archetypal. This is something, to me, it feels like it's something that is under the surface. It's something that's being crafted, you know, and again, with the Page of Wands, this is the beginning stage of your craft. You're like making the plans. So you already have the know-how. You are entering this with knowledge, and it's not like something you're just doing randomly. It might seem that way, especially with Uranus in your sign, and especially if your rising sun or moon is touching Uranus at the moment. Like, this is still something, it's like, it's not brand new to you. It might be brand new to other people, but this isn't anything new to you. Like, it could have been something you initiated in the past, and now it's time for it to come out, basically. But at the same time, like, I still feel like there's a lot under the surface that's not revealed. If you're not self-aware, it's not going to be really revealed to you. It's still going to play out, but you may not recognize it. But for those who do listen to their intuition, or they are more self-aware of these things, especially if you have a higher consciousness or you've experienced a higher consciousness, then you can identify what's coming. Like, you can identify what's working under the surface. And for those of you who, I wouldn't say you're not self-aware, but let's just say you're on autopilot, and there could be a lot of reasons for that, especially if you're really busy and really focused on your craft, on school, on job, on family, on whatever it may be. This could be a sign to really, not like slow down, but to pause and listen, to get quiet, basically, to be still enough or quiet enough to listen to what you're receiving, because you are being divinely guided by the High Priestess. And the High Priestess, feminine energy, is represented by dark energy. And so it's always hidden. The High Priestess is very like subconscious. It's very underneath the surface. It's also very fluid and dreamlike. It's not something it's something you can possess inside of yourself, but it's not necessarily something you can just trap. And so that's why it's important to be still, to listen, to take the time to do that, because it comes and goes like a river. It's gonna keep flowing. It's a very steady stream of consciousness, basically. And that's what her robe represents on the tarot card. And you'll see it in the Rider-Waite, especially, that her robe kind of like flows off into the corner, the bottom corner, and it kind of looks like a river. And then throughout the major arcana, you're going to see a river in some of the cards. And that is said to be coming from the High Priestess, from her robe, from her steady stream of consciousness and intuition and things like that. And so you want to move like the river. You want to flow like the river. You want to let what comes down the river to come down and to move on its path, to keep going. It's not about stopping anything. And so that could also be a reminder to just keep flowing. And there is no rush either, like, because things are pretty hectic right now. I mean, you see it in the news, you see it in the astrology, you see it among celebrities, like in the media, and there's a lot of craziness going on. And for some of us, we're going to want to be in control, especially as an earth sign. Earth signs are, well known for controlling situations or being in control of themselves, or however that control comes out of a person, right? So you want to let go of the control. The only control you really have is your own self-control. Everything else is completely out of our control. Okay, so that's what I'm getting for the current energies. I don't think there's really anything else for me to really sit with or sit on. So I'm going to go ahead and pull a few cards for what you could expect to happen here at the end of the year. Okay, so we got the Three of Cups, the Queen of Swords, the Five of Cups, and the Nine of Cups. So we got a lot of cups here, and so to me that indicates a lot of emotions, more self-reflection, more about like just being tuned into yourself. And I feel for like a lot of you guys, it's like for the first time ever. Or for the first time in a long time. I don't know what it is, but I feel like maybe you guys really have just been on autopilot. And whatever it is that's prompting this, that's bringing this out of you guys are really looking inwards. And if we look at it from astrological perspective, and Taurus as the rising sign, that would put Aries in the 12th house. And so this is where the North Node would be. So even if you're not a Taurus rising, I still feel that this energy still affects you. So the 12th sign, the 12th house. So the 12th house is all about that deep inner reflection. It's all about the unknown, the things you can't see. It's Pisces. It's so below the surface. It's final stages of things. And so it's almost, that's where I feel the purging is coming from, is from the North Node for you guys. And if you apply the rising sign energy to you, even if it's not your rising sign, like, maybe it makes sense for you. I don't know. But either way, you guys are really analyzing and digging deeper into your emotions. It's like you're asking questions. And this is like what you could expect, right? So these are themes that are going to come up for you guys at the end of the year. And you're like really asking yourself questions like, why do I feel this way? I know I feel this way, but why? Why does this thing drive me crazy? Why does this person drive me crazy? Why does this person make me feel good? Even something like, why does it feel good when I know it's wrong? And so it's like trying to apply philosophy with like two things like emotions, where I don't even think philosophy or any kind of, I don't think any of us can really explain emotions. We can like write all the poems and sing all the songs we want, but I still feel like the human emotion is still, it's like so untapped. And so that's basically what I'm getting for you guys. I feel that there's so much within you that's untapped. And a lot of it has to do with, quite literally, emotions and how deep they go and why do they go that deep, or why does it go there? And so with that, there's going to be a roller coaster. Some days you're going to feel completely low, and some days you're going to feel completely confident. I also see for a lot of you guys, and I really feel this is a Taurus thing anyways, and this could just be earth sign culture in general, but it's almost like there's pride within the emotion, you know? It's like, and now I'm thinking of Capricorn, so it's quite ironic because Capricorn's the goat, right? The devil card is associated with Capricorn. There's a lot of alternative and metal rock singers and musicians who are Capricorns, okay? Like Jonathan Davis. And I mean, there's so many, like I'm drawing a blank right now, but there's so many of them, right? That like dominate the alternative rock scene, which is generally dark anyways. But it's almost like they take pride in it. Like, it's almost like they enjoy the suffering, they enjoy the pain, which I know isn't true, but like that's kind of the vibes you get from the music. When you listen to that kind of music, there's like pride in it, right? There's like no shame in feeling so low and so deep. It's almost like some of you are wearing it as a badge, or you're gonna wear it as a badge, or it's more like a motivating factor for you. It motivates you because there's almost like, I think the pride comes from the strength it takes you to overcome it, which is totally earth sign culture. There's a lot of pride in overcoming darkness and in overcoming pain and sadness and just those heavier emotions. So if anything, you guys could really utilize it here at the end of the year. You could really alchemize it, you know, with purging, there's alchemy, because it's not so much as letting it go and letting it shed and letting it flow down the stream. You're alchemizing in the sense that you're changing its course, if you get what I'm trying to say here. And we do have the Queen of Wands out, and so there is that analyzing, there is that more of that self-reflection. more of that implying logic or like philosophy. It's not so much denying the emotion, denying the creative side of things. I guess maybe that's what philosophy is in a sense. It's trying to apply logic to things that have no logic. And so that's what the Queen of Wands here is doing. Or the Queen of Swords, I'm sorry. This person is very smooth, but they're also very quick. Like, they don't look like a threat, but, like, watch out, though, because they totally could be a threat. This is Libra as well, so you could have Libra placements or Libra maybe stepping in here at the end of the month. It could be someone you already know, but they're stepping in the sense that they've entered the chat, basically. They're going to be a part of this journey with you here at the end of the year. They could also be challenging you to see things in a different way. That maybe, I feel like they could, if this is someone else, it could even be yourself. You're challenging your own challenge. So like you're challenging the hanged man, even though you are the hanged man. I don't know why I'm hearing it's reverse Uno. And now I want to say it's reverse Uno, bitch. Like, I don't know what that is. It's kind of like Gemini behavior now that I think about it. All right, so I had to get up because there's someone at the door. And so I'm not exactly sure where I left off. So I'm just going to keep progressing forward. I do know I was talking about the Queen of Wands in this reading and how she appears. I feel for a lot of you guys, there's going to be a lot of emotional highs and lows. But I see it as an opportunity for you guys to be in the Queen of Swords energy, and it's almost like be objective to it and be observant of it. Be in this hanged man energy. Even challenge the hangman. Challenge yourself. Ask yourself the hard questions. Ask yourself the whys, the whens. I feel like there's a lot of friend involvement. I mean, we do have the Three of Cups here, but it's hard for me to really like tap into it. But the Three of Cups is all about celebrations and getting together and enjoying your time, enjoying leisures, pleasures, things like that. But at the same time, it's almost like you're going to be saying no to a lot of this. At the same time, like you don't want to deny yourself a good time. But maybe your boundaries are a lot stronger. Maybe you're even just practicing your boundaries. Like, maybe you do need to say no. Maybe you're not interested in those things anymore because you are, in a sense, purging. You are reinventing yourself. And it could just be temporary. Like you just, if you're someone especially that goes out frequently and hangs out and socializes often, maybe now is not a good time. Or maybe you're just not interested in the same things as your friends anymore. Like, yeah, it's still fun and all. You still have a good time, but it just seems so uninteresting now. But I also see the highs and lows between the Three of Cups and then the Five of Cups and then the Nine of Cups. It comes back up again. You might even face a lot of rejection, a lot of self-denial. I'm almost getting like with the Five of Cups, it's like I feel like this person made the mess. You know, and the Five of Cups is about like overlooking the little things, being too focused on your losses. Like your wins aren't good enough. You're ignoring the Two Cups that are standing up and you're so focused on spilled milk. So like, don't be a party pooper, okay? Like, say no when you feel it, right? Like, and do what feels right to you. But at the same time, like, it's not that serious. It's not that deep. Maybe it is because of what you're experiencing at this time. And I'm not here to invalidate your experiences and your feelings and what you're going through. But the Five of Cups is a reminder that you still have plenty more. You have enough wins that you could take a few more losses. Because the Nine of Cups is also like the come up. And it's here at the end. So it's like there's a come up in all of this. And I feel like there's like no loss either. Like, your cups are just spilled over. Like, that's all it is. Like, pick them back up, fill them back up. Like, it's cool. And it's interesting because there's 3 cups spilled over. And it sits on the other side of the Queen of Swords. And in the 3 of Cups, there's grapes in the cups, right? It's the wine. And then the wine and the 5 of Cups is spilled over. It's like when the party's over and there's a mess and you're the one left to clean it up because it's your house. You're the one that threw the party. That might just be really metaphorical. So obviously not all of you are just going to throw parties at your house, right? But it's metaphorically speaking. Like, don't be disappointed in the mess you make. Pick your shit back up, fill your cup back up, and be proud of it. Be proud of what you've accomplished. Be proud of what you've gone through. Fuck yeah, it's been difficult. It's supposed to be. Like, come on. You had an eclipse in your sign. Or you're about to, if you're watching this before the eclipse. And it is eclipse season. And I keep wanting to say bitch. Like, it's eclipse season, bitch. It's Brittany, bitch. That's the kind of energy I want you to tap into. And it's not me that wants you to tap into it. This is spirit. I'm just channeling the messages. All right? So I feel like the message got out. If you need more, there will be other videos for the other signs. So you could watch those, especially if you have different placements and they're not all in the same sign. We're going to take a look at what your spirit guides wants you to know. This will be advice on basically what they want you to know, like what they want you to take away from this reading, basically. And then at the end, I'm going to pull an oracle card. And that's going to like tie things up. And I decided to use the Spirit of the Animals Oracle. I love these cards because they're basically just spirit guides and spirit animals. And they just have very sweet messages. And I think that's what you need right now, is a nice, sweet message to tie it all together. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and shuffle. And we're going to get some advice from your spirit guides. Okay. It took me a while to shuffle. Nothing really wanted to come out. And whatever it did, it was just too much. So I finally got some cards for you guys. And we got the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Cups. That is like incredible. I love this. The first word to come in mind was jackpot. And then now I'm hearing it's in your hands. And it's interesting that we have the Ace of Swords up against the Ace of Cups. And this is exactly what I'm talking about with the Queen of Wands surrounded by all these cups. Or the Queen of Swords. I keep saying Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands surrounded by all the cups. And that battle, and that back and forth, and that questioning things. Spirit wants you to know that this is for you. This isn't meant for you. This is for your own good. This is going to make you a better person and help you make better decisions and to really understand yourself and to apply logic and reason to emotional turbulence, or to emotions that are unbalanced within you, to help you make sense of things, to help you find meaning and reason and purpose. And for the month of October, in my monthly tarot reading videos, it's a pick a card video. So if you haven't watched it yet, I suggest checking it out, especially if you're still watching this in October. But the main theme for the month for everybody was purpose and stepping into that. And a lot of that has to do with the eclipses and then the North Node in Aries and all that good yummy stuff. Like, there's just a lot for everybody to grab hold of. And now it's like, okay, I play this game called PUBG, and there's this thing you could do where you could request a pickup from an airplane. And I'm sure you could find it like in other games like Fortnite or whatever, but in PUBG, you basically set up this thing and it like signals an airplane to come pick you up, pick up you and your team, and then it picks you up, you take off, and then later you just parachute back down to the map and whatever, right? But like, I got the visual of you have to latch onto it, and then when it comes, it just kind of like lifts you up into the air, and you're just like floating. You're like flying through the air attached to a rope, and nothing but a rope attached to the airplane. And like, that's like the vibe I'm getting. Like, that's how it's gonna be for you. It's just gonna like just latch on, clip onto that, and just go with it. And your hands are free, your feet are free, your body is free. You just have this one cord, this one rope attached to you that's taking you there, that's gliding you there. Because obviously we don't have wings, right? Like, that's your wings, so it's that rope, that support. So know that you're being supported. It's like, that's your spirit guide supporting you. That's the high priestess here. You don't know where that support's coming from, but it's there. It's also like astral projection, how we have a cord that connects our astral body to our physical body, and that's to help us get back to our body so we're not stuck just in some crazy realm, right? It's like that when we dream too. You don't have to astral project for that to happen. I honestly feel it's that feeling you get when you're like, when you're about to fall asleep and then you jerk and you kind of like wake back up, right? And it feels like you're falling. I like feel like that's what that is. It's your astral body falling back into your body. And like, you only like jerk like that because like you're like half asleep, right? You don't reach that full state yet. It's like you prematurely reach that state. And then your body like realizes, it's like, wait a minute, I'm not in my body. And then it falls back into your body. Anyways, that's just what I think. But basically, like, your spirit guides want you to know that you are being supported. This is being given to you. There is purpose behind this. There is a reason behind this. And I just, like, it's exciting. We have 2 ones here. And I just love the imagery because it's like, this is such a beautiful deck. And like the imagery, it's almost like, I feel like the 2 cards are supporting each other. At least in this reading, that's how I'm seeing it. It's like they're up, it's like they're both being offered to each other. They're not fighting. They're up against each other, but there's no fight. It's not a competition. It is a challenge for sure, but there's no competition. No one, like, you're the winner. You're the one in the middle here. These 2 things are being offered to you. And the aces are what the divine gives to you. It's what the universe is giving to you. They're opportunities. It's intuition. It's, it's very karmic. The aces sit at the top of the tree of life. So this is the receptors. This is the antenna to the divine. This is like the beginning stage, quite literally. It's also the final stage. As above, so below. So I feel like there's just a lot of reassurance here with these 2. Because I do feel like you guys are conflicted. You guys are confused. You are going to go up and down. But at the same time, like, you're fully supportive, and you might feel that support. You just don't know why or how. You may feel like I'm being divinely guided to do this, but it scares the living shit out of me, or it doesn't make sense, or it's painful, or it's way too blissful for me. Like, whatever it is, like, you're being supported. Like, you can't lose. I see no losing. I also don't see any giving up. And like, Taurus, like, they don't fucking lose. Like, I don't know what it is about you guys, but you definitely have that luck, like Sagittarius does. Like, whatever a Taurus wants, a Taurus gets. I don't know how you guys do it, but that's the truth. And I mean, I got Saturn in the second house, so like, it's really hard for me to get what I want, right? But for you guys, it's totally like, it's bliss. You guys are the second house. Like, it's already yours. It's crazy. You guys also work for it too, so don't get me wrong. It's not like you guys are sitting around doing nothing to get it. These are things that you work for. They just come to you a lot easier compared to like Capricorn, maybe even Virgo, but you know, let's just not even go there. So yes, your guides, it's in the bag. That's all I'm gonna say. It's in the bag. And I think I've said enough. All right. So that basically concludes your reading. However, I am going to pull an oracle card real quick. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to put it up on the screen too. So if you want to screenshot it, because I'm going to also post the picture of the booklet. So you could take that with you. So you could treat this as literally a spirit guide, a spirit animal. Maybe it's an animal you already identify with. Either way, it's just an extra message. It's basically like tying up the reading. So if you don't remember anything from the reading, at least remember this oracle card I'm going to pull. So let me go ahead and shuffle, and we shall see what we get. All right, immediately we got dragonfly, and the keyword for this is magic. On the card, it says, I embrace my transformations. I courageously let go of the past. The magic of nature is in me. I am brilliant and I am blessed. And more keywords in the booklet, which you're not going to see on the screen, but it says prosperity, purity, good luck, omens, change, transformation, messages, nature spirits, ancient wisdom. In the booklet, it says, dragonfly is an ancient creature. It is estimated that they have been on the planet for millions of years. They are gifted survivors. Their brilliant colors come only with maturity. This is a core truth of their wisdom. Growth, enlightenment, and your best self comes with time. Dragonfly asks us to be patient with ourselves and the process. Their first 2 years are spent in the water as nymph. In the late spring, they crawl to land, dry themselves off, and take to the air. The last stage of their life is stunningly short. Dragonfly people are urged to seize the brilliant moment while they can. If a dragonfly comes fluttering into your awareness, know that messages, change, and opportunity are on the wind. Perhaps a loved one who is now spirit is reaching out. Nature spirits and magic are always near dragonfly people. Pay attention to omens. If dragonfly is your totem, you have the power to continually transform into something better and more brilliant. You will always have everything you need to prosper. If you ever feel static, call upon the energy of dragonfly to help change the situation and lift you to a brighter and more beautiful world. Now in the booklet, they also have contrary, which is meant for reversals, but I still like to apply them because, not always, but when I do, I like to apply them because quite literally it's contrary. You know, these are things you could fall into. And because you do have like up and downs, let's go ahead and apply it. Contrary. Are you stuck in the swamp of the past? Rise above it. Are you disconnected from the brilliance of your inner light? Look within. Be reminded life is too short to be anything but happy. Drop your burdens, let go, and fly. So that's a wonderful message. And that's crazy at the very end, let go and fly. And I literally had that visual of, you know, what you could do in the game PUBG and how I'm just like, you know, let go. Like you're being guided, let go and fly. And like your hands and your feet are free. That's just crazy to me. All right. So that's your oracle message. And I have a channeled song for you guys, and this is just the first thing that come up in my mind. I thought of the word blow, and I might even have like, I can't remember what I was doing when I thought it, but I feel like somebody said blow, and I thought the word blow at the same time because I was watching a video. But either way, I was being influenced by the word blow, and then I thought Beyonce blow. So check out that song if you're into channeled songs, because channeled songs are also a channeled message. So there might be something there for you. It could just be the way you perceive the song. It could, honestly, it could be anything. The music, the lyrics, the vibration, the vibe, whatever. Check that out. I left a link to it in the description below so you can go listen. Actually, I'm going to leave the music video. So go ahead and go watch that if you haven't seen it. All right, and that basically wraps up your reading for the end of the year, Taurus. If you haven't yet already, please hit the subscribe button, tap the notifications bell, and like this video. By liking this video, you help to push it into the YouTube algorithm for other people to find. Follow my profile at Instagram at Spotless Mind Tarot. Replace the I in mind with the number 1. If you would like to book a private reading with me, my readings are available on my Etsy shop, kaleidoscopeescape.etsy.com. Also, do me a huge favor and please drop a comment below. Let me know you're here. Let me know if it resonates. And yeah, it just also lets me know who's watching. Thank you so much for watching. I'm very grateful for your presence, and I will catch you in the next video.